So I definitely got chills when Gray fell to the floor, realizing Juvia was alive in the newest chapter, but I got even more chills when Lucy hugs Natsu from behind and his shattering depression turns to a faint smile right before he passes out. Epic. If you haven't read the newest chapters, make sure to read them on crunchyroll.com/soul in the description, but since we haven't talked about it just yet on the channel, let's go back to 505, where Aline starts off by powering up the entire army. Again, Hero's continuing this connection between her and Erza for the audience. Obviously something big is coming between Erza and Aline. Erza even gets stabbed, which is what I ultimately believed caused Makarov to give his life. That's pretty much the highlight of this chapter, and of course a sad moment for FairyTail. While Mavis is losing control, scrambling to figure out something to stop him, Makarov begins to scream he's had enough, and as all of FairyTail is crying their eyes out, he gives his life for the guild, shining light bright enough to even stop the fighting briefly between Natsu and Gray to capture the attention of Aline, and really all of FairyTail with that ending. But in the end, it was Erza's tears that got me with this one, and they didn't even stop falling there. And so the fans of FairyTail had a moment for Makarov. Like usual, I don't think any of us expected the end for Makarov, even though it's a perfect way to let go of his character for FairyTail. But after moving on to chapter 506, it really might be the end. He doesn't come back. Mavis breaks down in tears remembering the past, and then Laxus of all people tries to raise her spirit. But we're over 500 chapters into this series. Really, it is time to let Makarov pass on and pass the torch. No matter how awesome a leader he was, it's time for a new leader for FairyTail. It's time for, characters to pass on and new characters to come forward. Erza bowing to him, honoring him should be the final moment of that relationship. It was a perfect ending because if he comes back to life, it squanders the importance of it all. It squanders that relationship and Erza crying and just all of that. It kind of squashes that, and it's not worth it. You should just leave him out of the series now. Makarov had his time in over 500 chapters of FairyTail. It's time to move on. So we proceed to have a ton of pages following Natsu and Gray's irresponsibly mad fighting as they're going all out against each other, ready to kill each other. This is turning to be the end of a friendship with this. Crazy amount of pages of them fighting, really fighting against each other and going all out. They're not joking around with each other, they're not playing like they usually do, and we expect Lucy or Juvia to show up and stop them. We've been expecting it for multiple chapters now, but no. Erza takes both of the punches, stopping them in their tracks. You see all of the cracks and cuts in her hand, or I don't even know what's happening to her hand. It looks like it's breaking apart. It looks like she's not even human, which could have something to do with what happens later on in chapter 507. But going back to this, she really just breaks down in tears in front of Natsu and Gray. What a hard moment to read, especially if you're a big Erza fan. All of the emotions come out, the tears start falling with Natsu and Gray not understanding what happened. Erza bears Makarov's death on her shoulders, giving us the reader a perspective on these characters that's so saddening to say the least. It's a great perspective with this Natsu and Gray not knowing, but Erza knowing what happened, her hand breaking. It's all crazy. It's only proper though for it to be Erza the one that stops them. She's the one who always puts an end to their fighting. We even see all of those flashbacks as they were kids, only this time it was on a different level because Natsu and Gray are practically not human at this point. She gives this whole speech. I love the opening, the listen closely, listen well thing. That was emotional as fuck. It makes Gray and Natsu calm down, and of course it wouldn't be FairyTail without the real hero here. Of course, being Erza's boobs. There's apparently nothing more calming than that. Look at their faces. Look at Natsu and Gray. Literally, yep, everything's fine now. They're all calm now. They're on Erza's breast. And like I said in the beginning, Juvia returns. Awesome Juvia and NaLu moment. Lucy says, "You sure know how to make a girl worry." It was beautiful. I love Natsu's smile. Everything about that was awesome. Everything about that was great. We have some quick fighting with Jalal that's not really getting anywhere yet. A crazy explosion then happens again, and Aline appears from the smoke, finally meeting Erza, walking in like a badass as the chapter comes to a close. I don't know about you guys, but to me, Aline has a crazy presence. On Silver's level, when Gray's dad first appeared and he had just that presence of epicness. Maybe even more than that, Aline has that. When she comes onto the panel, when she comes onto the page, you're like, what's gonna happen? We've been waiting for this moment forever. And the shocker, Aline says it's been far too long, speaking to Erza, clearly showing how they have met before. But is it her mother? Is it her sister? Who has any fucking clue anymore? Apparently it's Erza herself. Everyone's saying it could be future Erza, something to do with Edelos. Some people, including me, are hoping it's her mother because I'd much rather see that, but no one really knows. Hiro could just do anything at this point. Hiro also always does whatever the fuck he wants. If it's really Erza, it's probably Erza from a different time. It could be future Erza, but I don't really want to go through that again. Like I said, I want it to be Erza's mother because it would just be so much more impactful, so much more serious and real than it would be to be Erza herself. Like, it's not really a huge conflict or a huge goal to go over, I feel like, if it's Erza herself, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping it's still her mom, or, you know, maybe her sister, but I think her mom would be the coolest thing, especially, like I said, after we had Gray's dad and everything. That would be cool for this arc. It would be really cool for this arc for Hiro to do that. But, you know, we have no idea right now. Like I said, Hiro could do anything. It might be Erza from a different time, and if you check out the early sketches of Aline, it looks just like Erza. Knowing Hiro, like, literally anything could happen at this point. I'm just hoping for something dramatic and legendary. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who is Aline? Is Lucy going to calm down the E.N.D. Natsu? Will he become a full demon? Will we get NaLu moments? What's going to happen here with Erza? I'm sure we just saw Jalal. Now we have Erza's moment. I'm sure they're going to be connected in all of this. And, you know, I don't know, we'll see. I'll update you guys whatever happens in the next chapters, and I'll also be talking with you guys on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat if you want to follow me there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it all. Arigato. Jane.